Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Channeling Erik, Archangel Guidance for April 15th, 2022. My name is Khan Mustafa, also known as Khan Knight, and I'm an intuitive guide, spiritual medium, and emotional release coach. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Really excited about another day. Just launched day one of my vlog, and I've been doing a lot of emotional releasing through the body this past week. And a lot of immense healing is happening super, super quick. And I'm really excited that I'm on this path of being able to not only heal this body of MS and degenerative disc disease, but also being able to heal others and help others with this process. So I'm really thankful to be along here and following my intuition and guidance as everything just kind of changes. And I'm really happy about that. How are you guys doing? So good to see you all. Well, not see you, but at least see your names pop up on the screen. I'm just popping into my YouTube here. Just going to grab it on my phone so I can follow along with some of the messages that I don't get on my feed or get lost, so I do not lose any of your messages. So the process is anyone would like a message, please leave it down below. Let me know if you want a message. Typically give me some hearts, give me something that kind of says that you want a message so I know it. I'll be moving fairly fast for it. And I've been guided to just let me know anyone who is one of my patrons, I'll be kind of skimming and looking at your names first and trying to answer your questions first. And that's what they're telling me to do. So I am following that guidance and doing it. If you want to support this work, give a like, share it out, go to my Facebook page and give a review. And let me know what you guys want, what you think. I'm just going by the cuff here, so it's all fun. All right. 2 more seconds. This thing is just moving really crazy. I'm going to pin that, and I really appreciate if you'd also join me on Patreon. I'm doing a lot of healing on there, and I'm doing a lot of these. Really, what's coming to me is to go through these digital systems of showing how the energy moves in the body, and then going into meditation and being able to tap into that energy through our bodies and love it. Look at the emotions that are there, release it, change it. The great thing is that as you release emotions, you relieve a lot of the clutter and the chatter that's inside your head, which actually opens up your channeling ability. As you open up that channeling ability and you love yourself, you actually open yourself even more. So it seems to be a bit of a cylindrical effect where you love yourself and you get to release emotions. You see it from a loving place. And as you release emotions, your channels open up. As your channels open up, you love yourself even more and realize that you're not alone. You love yourself even more. Your ability to release becomes that much easier. So it really is a super cool progress. And I'm excited to kind of walk along this journey and see what happens with this. But definitely my journey is definitely going towards healing myself and healing others, regardless of if it's emotional, if it's thoughts, if it's anxieties, the negative thoughts you have. That's what's happening. And man, am I excited. God, not only for myself, but for all of us. We are all just growing so much and opening up so much. I really am so excited about it. Beautiful people. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to pop through some of the comments here. Hey, Margie. Hi, Samruddhi. Angela. Great to see you, honey. Hi, Dee. Hey, Beachy. Hey, White Rabbit. Hello, Jolanda. Chaitu, dear. Good to see you, honey. Hi, beautiful. Hey, Ann. Just going to skim through. Good morning, son, or good evening. It's late for you. Thank you for popping in. Hi, Edith. Hey, Kay. Great 7 years. I'm just skimming through it. I'm just marking people into the list, and I'm adding you as I go along here. Hey, Kerilyn. Hi, Nicole. My sister, Nicole. Love you, honey. Here's Grace. Robinette. Hi. Love it. Love it. All right. Beautiful. And let's get into it. I'm going to be writing down your names, putting it into the description below. So you can find my contact information, find the other channels, find ways to find me in the description. And yeah, let me add you here. So the first one I'm coming to, I'm seeing some of my my patrons on my Patreon channel come through, and I've been guided to read you guys first. So I'm coming to you now. Pardon. Okay, so let me start with we're going, here we go. Angela. The lovely Angela with her beautiful heart. Hey Lisa. This is my sister. One of my sisters. God, I'm so lucky to have you guys in my life. So lucky. Thank you. All right, so Angela says, hey Con, I'd love a message from Gabriella. Thank you so much. Gabriella, would you come in, please? I'm feeling this lightness come through. I can see like this white flowing dress come through, and just, it's almost like this, a very cinematic scene of in this dark forest, but she's floating through this forest in this white dress, and it's slightly like showing up as an apparition. And you're really just floating and gliding. And there's this tone that's coming from this. It's, and she's just floating through this forest. It's really weird what I'm seeing here. All right, keep going. Let's see what else comes up. So what's your message for Angela then? She's saying to see past the darkness. You know, this whole world of what we call life, what we have all around us, is always shrouded with this darkness, this unquestionable unknowing of we don't know what's going to happen. And there's this layer of fear that lays on top of it, like this mist that sits there. But through this mist, you know, you really can't see where your footsteps are going as you step. But as you raise your heart and you find this lightness, you tend to actually float on top of this mist, that you don't necessarily have to worry about what's underfoot. You don't have to worry about the stability of the step because you're light. And regardless if you do have a step that's uneven and you fall off, you'll always be able to find that lightness within you to lift you up and raise you above the fog on top of this mist that's there. So she's reflecting this back on the thoughts that's been happening with you, and a lot of the chatter that's been happening in your mind, which has been fairly maybe defeatist. You've been a little bit hard on yourself. You've been questioning yourself. Frankly, you've been a little bit mean to yourself on the way that you've been thinking. Now, it's not consistent. You're not always this way. You have your ebbs and flows. You go up and down. And she's really drawing the attention as to what is that negativity serving you? What is that fear serving you? Is it helping you at all? Is it doing any good for you? Does it make you feel better as you have these thoughts and chatter in your mind? So what's it doing for you? And are you actually observing these emotions? Are you seeing what's actually unfolding from these thoughts? Because there's a message there for you. And as you observe these negative thoughts or this chatter that you have, there needs to be a moment of quieting your mind down and just taking the moment of looking, observing, and seeing how that chatter unfolds. So you've gone through a one-on-one with me a couple of times with the emotional release, and you know how it unfolds. You know what happens with you. So and you know the process now. You don't need me. That's the thing about this. Once you learn it, once you have it done, you don't really need to have it done. So that she's encouraging you to look at those emotions bubble up and see what they are, where they're coming from. It's not even so much that you even have to know the the information behind it. It's that you just sit with it, that you're there with it, that you let it know that you're not alone, and you release it in that way. And just in that process of what we do, what you've done on the 101, what we've done on the Patreon, this is just part of the Observe the Emotions, and that is going to really liberate your system. And I can see once you do that, the expansive growth in your mindset, in being able to get messages and your channeling and have the proper guidance that you need in yourself, all starts with that. Because the love is already grown with you. We've done some work. You've done work on yourself. The love is already growing. You've released a lot of the emotions. That negative chatter is coming in, so you have to release that. And as you do that, go through an active process of releasing, you are going to be opening up so much more. And I can see like there's this path that's going to be unfolding for you, and it's quite bright. Like there's a lot of excitement that's surrounding about what's about to unfold for you. But it really stems back to your free will of doing the work of releasing the emotions, of observing that, and seeing it from a very different place. And that's where you are right now. I'm quite excited for you. Quite excited for you. I hope that resonates, Angela. It's coming, and be prepared. It is definitely coming. Super excited for you. Thank you for asking that question. It's really good. Just gonna jump in the comments here again, add a few more people to the list. Hey, Amy, I'm doing great. Thanks, honey. Hi, Veronica. Oh, Lisa's sending love. Talk about a big heart. Lovely Lisa. Hey, Kerilyn. Oh, so nice what Kerilyn says to Grace. She loves connecting with her. She's great, isn't she? You're going to see a lot more of her. She's so good. Hey, Mishi. Hi, Amy. Oh, thanks, honey. Sweet, Lisa, thank you. All right, back to the comments and reaching my next patron. And this is coming to Kay. And everyone else, I've got you on the list, so don't worry. I've been guided to read my patrons first. It's not always going to be that way. It is what it is today. And if you get a message, leave a like. Go to my Facebook, connight/connight99 on Facebook, and leave a review. All right, Kay says, oh, I must have missed something, Kay. Come back up here. What time was that? That was at 11:57. Okay. 11:57. There it is. Okay, that's the one I was looking for. Right there. Okay, so Kay says, take that off. Hi, Con. Hello, Eric. Hey. My question is, I feel death is around me. The energy keeps presenting itself with birds, but not towards me, but it's this feeling of something going to happen. Then suddenly, after feeling that energy, my father-in-law was hospitalized. Not sure what that's about. Holy crap, Kay, that's really cool. Let's tune in for that. Eric. Okay. What's going on with this? What is it? Okay. So the feeling of death is really just an interpretation that your body is making from the messages that you're receiving. So you're opening up. You are quite open, and you're aware, especially as most women, especially women with children who are tuned into everything, and your emotions are opened up, and you're just aware. You're very open right now. And that feeling of death is actually, it's not negative. So let's just rule that out. This isn't a negative, ooh, scary. It's something to be warned about. There's an ominous feeling about it. No, it's nothing like that at all. It is just your clairs that are opening up. And as your clairs are opening up, the body is interpreting it the way that it knows to interpret it. And typically, the majority of your life has been surrounded by, let's say, negativity, or the way that's been spoken to you has been in a way that's always to be fearful. in that fearfulness, the interpretation of how the body and mind interacts is that this feeling or this information I'm receiving is an ominous feeling of death. And death isn't actually a bad thing. We have to know that death is a liberation. Death is a liberation of this physical body of body and mind. And the body and mind is in this earth plane is really made up of ego. And that ego it's heavy. And it's something that's created by let's say humans, or different dimensional beings. So this feeling of energy of death and having ominousness feeling to it is really just your interpretation of the liberation. And as that liberation is happening within your father-in-law, the hospitalization, it really is that he's going through a transition, a separation. But for him specifically, it's that his own negative thoughts and feelings are just a culmination of things. So as the body is changing, the molecular structure is changing, things are opening up, the body and mind relationship is very much changing. So a lot of people are going to see on this planet over the next little while is either going to go into hospital or they're going to pass away because they're just not ready to be on this earth. They're not supposed to be here. Now, I'm not saying that your father-in-law is going to be passing away. That's not the energy that's coming through. But what is coming through is that this is an energetic change. It's a transformation, a shift. So as the shift is happening in his body, for him, in his own mindset, he has put himself into the hospital because that is where he feels safest. And he feels like he needs the machines, all the hookups, and he's manifested himself to end up in that spot in the hospital. So this isn't anything negative about this. It's just where he's kind of put himself, and it's a transformation. And for you specifically, it is an interpretation of what the body is saying is that you see it as death, because hospital is typically associated with death, because, well, they just do. It's like the Roach Motel, you check in, but you don't check out. So there's that feeling about it, that's the interpretation of the body and mind, of your channeling abilities, that your father-in-law has put himself into the situation. Not negative, transformation of energy. That's what I got. That was weird and super cool. I love that transformation. I'm just making note here. I'm making note of some of my favorites, and I'm just out of fun as I have time and get to piece together these little snippets of videos, just my favorites, and you can put that up there. So yeah. So that's what's going on. All right. Lisa says, no message today, just guided to send peace and love to everybody. Intentions via fame, transmuting help. Transmute with all. I gotta just post that up. Talk about a light worker, a high vibrational light worker who is giving love out. This is a light worker that is giving planet away, that is raising the vibrations of the planet. And Lisa, I love you so much, sister, and I thank you for that. I thank you not only for that, for who you are, but raising the vibrations of the planet like you have. So good. My God, I love you, sister. You are so beautiful in every way. Love you so much, honey. Love you so much. Okay, got to jump over here. Check my list. Got to check. Okay, skimming down, and I'm coming to my next super sister Patreon. Grace, I always just want to connect with you. Like you're my sister. You're my little sister. I just have so much love for you, honey. So much love. Okay, let me timestamp this before I go really nuts here. Okay, so Grace says, message from Lord Krishna about the dream I had a couple of nights ago. It was a vivid dream. Would like to know what it meant and why Lord Krishna was standing guard at the door in that dream. Lord Krishna. Oh, hi. Okay. Wow, what a great energy. I'm loving this little zap I get when I have a being come in and feel. That's just my sign. They just came in beautifully. Okay. Lord Krishna, what's What was with the vivid dream? So there's an opening of doors that's happening for you right now, Grace. Um, you are in a transformative process. Your physical body, the mental body, is really transforming it, and really the idea of dreams. It's it is an interpretation of the body and mind of what it receives. And Lord Krishna is really there. He is actually directing the process, so things don't get too wild, too crazy. He's directing the process of of how far you interpret it, because you're at a very sensitive state right now. Your abilities are opening up greatly, and it is very similar to Kay, and I guess this is happening to a lot of the patrons right now, that everyone's opening up. And you have a really big shift that's happening in your system, and a really big opening that you're on the cusp of. And he's saying, like, it's a really sensitive time for you, specifically of where you're putting your attention, where your energy goes to, how you are nurturing the body. So what's happening with the body is, again, opening up in a really big way. It's like a cloth that's been, all the four corners have been pinned, and then when you let go of the four corners, the napkin just kind of flops down and opens right up. And that is like how quickly you are opening up and the abilities are coming in. And Lord Krishna is being careful of how quickly that process happens, because when it's happening at this velocity, it can really divert you fast and put you. It's like a roller coaster. You're climbing up, you're opening up, but then you can just shoot down really fast. And as you shoot down, it can go into a different channel, and you could go into a fear state or a love state. So this is where they're saying to be really careful about this, or just to know that everything is surrounded by love with you. Anytime that you get that feeling of fear, scare, like, oh my gosh, this dream is here. It was really vivid. It was ominous. Check yourself, and notice that this is really, really just an interpretation of the body and mind, and that you are a being of love, you are a being of light, and everything is just fine. It is what it is, and just take it. There's no need to analyze that. Just take it. You received it. Know that there's an activation happening, and let it go. Let it go. Don't hang on to it too quickly of what that means. That's not where your messages are. Your messages come through in the quantum, where you're in a controlled state. Do not allow the interpretation of the body to dictate and drive the way that you're going. That's what I'm getting on that one, Grace. That was really cool. Really cool, Grace. Thank you, Annie, for asking that. All right, I'm coming to Kerilyn. Kerilyn, who I'm super excited that you're doing work with William as well, and we're doing it together. It's great to share that space with you. Super excited to see your progress. Thanks, honey. It's real sweet. Can you, Eric, tell me about the past life I had with Eric? Also, as my youngest, a reincarnation of my dad. Oh, cool. All right. Okay. Past life, Kerilyn. Yeah. I'm feeling it's like a little sister vibe. Who's who? I can't tell whether Eric was the sister or you were. I feel you were the older brother and he was your little sister. And it was like, it wasn't, I could see you like as a teenager, real athletic boy, but you had such a big heart that you really looked after your little sister, who was Erik. And you would actually like walk him to school or walk her to school. So you'd walk Erik to school. I'm just going to go with this present tense username because it gets confusing. So you were the brother, Erik was the little sister. You really had, like, I could see like a wing going around Erik, and you would walk Erik to school. And as the other kids, like even older kids, would make fun of him. So what are you doing with your, like, he goes, back off, man, this is my sister. And you would fiercely protect your sister, like with such honor and loyalty. It was quite commendable of the energy that you represented within yourself and how you took care of Erik. Yeah, so there's a bond and a connection for you, and there really is no, there's no questioning of the relationship that you have with Erik and why you were called in here. And Erik is going through his own transformation and shift as he is, as where Elisa has taken him, and he is shifting and changing and moving into a different direction as well. And Elisa is kind of coming up to a growth stage. So there's no mistake of why the masses came to Elisa Medhouse, why the masses came to Erik Medhouse, and the whole Channeling Erik series came along, and that you were attracted to it because there's been a lot of lives here, and there's no mistake that all of this is happening right now. So there's a lot of synchronicities that are happening, and transformations and growth that's happening through all of the entire Channeling Erik community and all of us. So that there's a lot that's happening in here, and it's quite profound. It's quite amazing that we have a lot of thanks to give to Elisa and Erik, and the process kind of unfolded here. So yeah. Okay, and then your second question is, is my youngest a reincarnation of my dad? Oh, okay. Who wants to comment on that? No. Your father had a lot of influence with this one, that so much so that as the baby was birthed, your youngest was there. The son was pretty much, your father was there all the time. That the mannerisms and the things that he's picked up is a reflection of what he picked up from your dad. And I'm getting he. I don't know if it is a son or daughter, but I'm getting he. So that there's a real connection of the two. So he's picked up mannerisms from the grandfather, and this is what it is. But it's not a reincarnation. Your father is back on this world. Has reincarnated, is in a different body, but it's quite separate. And I kind of feel he's representing in a body that's like a Cambodian girl. You can see, like, quite young, 9, 10. So going through those own experiences, then that's what I'm feeling and picking up on that, Kerilyn. Wow, that was cool. Super cool. I'm just gonna give a little thanks for that one. Thank you guys for posting that. Oh, thanks, Kay. Kay says, I trust what you're saying, Con and Erik, and I feel it's going to pass away. Okay, that's cool. I get that. Regardless of what comes out of my mouth, regardless of what any medium or channel comes out to, see if it resonates in your heart. The only place it's going to resonate is to breathe into your heart and feel, does that message resonate? Don't let it happen in your mind. So you can have your thinking and process. So you have any message that comes in from a medium, from myself, from anybody that says anything to you, do not listen to your brain. Go into your heart, start breathing into your heart, feeling your heart, and feel, does this resonate with me? But you need to watch out for that chatter that's going to be analyzing this and let that go. And so whatever, regardless of who tells you anything, including myself, it's not about trusting, it's about feeling, and is it in alignment with your own self? That's what's most important. That's what's most important. Awesome. Angela, I've added you to the list. Hi, Dipti. Hey, Mahi. I'm doing great, actually. God, this emotional releasing I'm going through. And now that I'm doing like a consistent, at least an hour, sometimes twice, it's coming so good. So good. Love you too, Grace. My sweet sister. You're welcome. You're welcome, Grace. All right, Marie, I've added you to the list. Margie. Yay. Thanks for joining my Patreon. Thank you, honey. All right. I'm coming up here. Doing a little check here. I'm coming through. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just doing a quick little skim of what's on my list. Margie, I'm going to read you next. And I'm coming to Silvana, right after Silvana. Okay. Silvana. I'm glad you're able to make it today, Silvana. It's great. Okay. Silvana says, hoping for a message from Barry, Lucy, Jill, or Karen, or any loved one who would like to come in. Thank you, Con, and sharing your incredible gift. Not a gift. This is something with all of us. Thank you for saying that, though. I really do appreciate that. We all have this ability. I'm not special, but I thank you. All right. Maybe they'll correct me. Damn it. Yes, I am special. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm tuning in again. Barry, Lucy, Jill, Karen, who wants to come in? Erica's saying, yeah, step up. I feel it's Lucy. Lucy stepping forward. Okay, Lucy, can you come in closer, please? It's like they're all lined up in a row, and Erik is encouraging them. Okay, go, go, go. And then he's like kind of pushing Lucy, and she's still like doing that, like the stumble forward. It's like, okay. So, okay, Lucy, come in closer. All right. Oof. Her energy is heavy. It made me yawn. My body needs to acclimate to it. Okay, Lucy, what do you need to share? What is Silvana need to hear? Her greatest good. It's like encouraging, but also with a word of warning, in a sense there, or just to kind of watch your step. And she's talking about your own spiritual growth and what you're going through, because you've been going through a lot of shifts. So the release that you had on the Patreon event that we had, the release that you had there, you had tears coming through you, and that was almost like a cork being popped for you. It's like all along the champagne bottle has been shaken, it's been moved, it's gone from one house to another, but it's still maintained the pressure that's within there. And as you had that emotional release, it popped the cork for you, and now the bubbles are starting to flow, and the channeling is kind of coming in, the opening is coming in. And so Lucy is there as well, and she's with you. You've got your team around you, and everything that you've kind of mentioned here is all around you. So that's your kind of spiritual team working with you. And they're all outside of all your angels and guides and everyone's around you, but there's a spiritual team. And as well for you, wow, it's really interesting that there's a common message with the patrons that it's happening really fast for you now. It's happening really fast for the planet. Like things are really moving fast. And you're going to get these bouts of emotions that are coming to you. So she's saying to get in check. When you get a wave of fear, negativity, that rush of emotions, that woe is me type feeling, check in and release it. Take the opportunity to release it, because it's bubbled up to the surface. It's that pot of whatever that's boiling, spaghetti, stew, whatever, and it gets that bubbling crud on top. So it's bubbled to the surface. You got to scoop it quickly, get that crud off. And the best way to do that is using the tools that you have. Is just take that moment, breathe. So recognize that you have that fear come in. So, okay, I've got fear. And it's like, oh, something's happened to me. Something's happening. Recognize it. Oh, that's fear. Okay, that's a trigger. I need to release that. Okay, let me tune into it. Take that moment. Breathe. Quiet yourself. Notice the emotion. See where it comes in your body. Go in close to it. Feel it. Sit with it. And observe it. And take the moment to release it and deal with that scum, that fear, that element that's popping on you right away. And that is part of your process of your emotional releasing. And this is how you have to deal with this roller coaster. This goes out to all the patrons that are here. That as you release that you've popped the cork. If you haven't, you've really popped the cork on this one. This isn't just because of the patrons, because it's divine timing, and everything has happened for a reason. And as we're doing the emotional releasing, we're observing things are happening really fast right now, because we now have the tools that we can manage with the emotions that are coming through with us. And there's a need to release that. And you have the tools. So things are going to happen really fast in here. You just know, check in. Anyone that has any issues, questions, especially the patrons, reach out to me and connect with me on the emotional releasing. And if you need to be talked off the ledge or something's happening, reach out to me and we'll do it together. Yeah, you know, there's no, the ego's not here with me. You can reach out to me anytime. So reach out to me. Whew, yeah, that's big. Okay, that's happened to all the patrons. It's happening for all of you. Super cool. Okay, I'm coming to Margie. Hi, Margie. Thank you for joining my patron. And everyone else, don't worry. I've just been told to read my patrons first today. So, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Okay. Margie says... Marge says, my middle son is an alcoholic. Can you and Erik tell me why and if I can do anything to help him? Thank you. Okay, so first let's talk about the why. Why is anyone an alcoholic or abusing drugs? And we're using it because we're going through an escape, because we don't want to deal with the emotions that are coming through with us. We don't want to deal with the channeling or the openings, the messages that we're receiving, especially men. Men have been conditioned to not share emotions, and women are emotional beings because they are meant to be. They're nurturing babies and connecting, and they come here pre-equipped, and men have to learn this. And men have been told not to do this. And they've been so scared of these emotions that they've oppressed women for thousands of years and told you no. And that's why men have been real dicks all these past thousands and thousands of years, because they've just been afraid of their emotions. And your son, in his case, he is open up to these emotions. He's feeling these things, and he's really trying to suppress the feelings and the emotions that he has. Like many alcoholics or people that use drugs, it's an escape. Regardless of what you do, whether you're just having promiscuous sex, whether you are you're marathon running, you push yourself in the gym to the extremes, it's a way of escaping. And alcoholism is very much along this. That is an escape. So your son is not wanting to deal with his emotions, and that is the only way that he knows how, is to do that. Now, how does she deal with it? And on your front, The easiest way and the most efficient way is to work on yourself. That as you shift your energy, that right now the energy that you feel towards him is like, oh my God, my son, I fear for you. I'm scared for you. Something's going to happen to you. Doom, gloom. Oh my gosh. Even though this is from a loving embrace, it's on the low vibration of, it's the highest vibration of fear, let's say, right? When you have love that's from a fearful side, it's like, if I don't do anything, he's going to die. If I don't do that, it's like just so dramatic. Oh my God, if this doesn't happen, I got to do this, or the world is going to end. It's going to be the end for my son. And it's just so dramatic. And this is what's happening for you. It's that energy of feeling that you have, that you love him so much that it's coming from a side of fear. But what if you came from a side of just pure love? And they're being shown the cinematic, dramatic movies that when you can see it happening, that you're watching the movie and you see the mother who is taking care of the daughter, and the daughter's in the pregnancy, and the husband is there, and the husband's trying to help out, but the mother is like, well, that's not going to happen. You're no good. And you can't do anything. You're not good here. And she's really demoralizing the husband. And I'm it really just reminding me of something I've recently seen. So it's fresh in my memory. That's what's coming out. And it really is that negative chatter that you're seeing from the mother. She's just so demoralizing that us as the viewer, as we're able to observe this scene and see the son's intentions are so good. And the daughter, the pregnant daughter is looking at the husband because that's where she wants the energy and the help from. But the mother's interfering because she's coming from a side of love, that she loves her daughter so much that she's overly protective, that she's become this helicopter parent, that everything that she can do to protect the child, even from those that love her, she's protecting. And when we observe that from a viewer on TV, we see this as a train. Like, and you start yelling at the screen, like, no, the husband wants to help. He really does love her. Look at the daughter. She really wants to help. But when we look at that from the mother's point of view, we just objectively can't see that. And this is you. You just love your son so much that you have to be the helicopter parent, that you're just floating on top and you're just looking at everything and you're not allowing any other love to come in. And that other love is you, your true inner self of who you are. You're just not allowing that to come through. So the best way for you to do is to take a step back. Step back and become the viewer of the television. View the scene that's happening to you, including you in the scene. So you see your son and the alcoholism, and then you see yourself dealing with your son, and you had to take a step back and view both of yourselves from the side of love. And as you observe that, you'll be able to release it and change the energy that's in there. And as you change the energy within yourself, you're going to change the situation. You're going to change the situation of your son. And that's how you're going to be able to help your son in this present moment, is shifting the energy within you. Love yourself. So you're going to get some great benefit from the patron in the emotional release. And as you heal yourself, you're going to heal those around you, because you are the mother, the nucleus of your family. You are connected with everything. And you are going to be healing everyone around you as you heal yourself. So you've heard the adage, this goes out to all women. You've heard them say, you got to take care of yourself before you can help anybody else. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can put it on your child. You need to take a break and take care of yourself. All mothers, all loving mothers who, you know who you are. You do everything for everybody else and you forget about yourself. You put yourself last many times, including my wife. My wife puts me first so many times that she forgets about herself. She puts her patients and clients ahead of herself before she takes care of herself. And she's got a knot. She's not dealing with it. She can't take care of herself. So much like the mothers out there, take care of yourself. And in this instance, you want to help somebody, help yourself and love yourself. Everything else will fall into place. Yeah. Hope that resonates. That was super cool. I love that. Love yourself, mums. Love yourselves. Jurgita, good morning, guy. You miss me? I love your energy, honey. You're beautiful. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay, great. I've added you to the list. You are welcome, Silvana. Working on it. So right about finding the tools, being able to work through some very heavy emotions lately. Yeah. And that is a shifty energy as well. Margie says it has nothing to do with the past life. That's neither here nor there. Okay. It has nothing to do with that. You want to fix the problem. The problem is dealing with it now. The whole past life aspect is like, yeah, much of the crap that happens to us is because we didn't learn our lesson. We didn't deal with something in a past life. But yeah, most of the time it is a past life. But that's neither here nor there, whether it's a past life or not. It's a matter about fixing this and changing it. So that's what's more important about that. So yeah, that's way more important on that. Yeah. Okay, I'm just checking my list here. Come. Beautiful. Okay, lovelies. I am coming back to the top of the list. And I've got Samruddhi. Samruddhi. Okay, 46:04. Gosh, this time flies by. Okay, Samruddhi says, hello, Lord Ganesh. Message regarding my marriage. Okay, come on. Lord Ganesh. Sorry, guys. It's just what it is. Okay, what's the message that Samruddhi needs to hear about her marriage? And so Lord Ganesh is just shaking his head. And he's specifically looking at the relationship of men and women, especially in your culture. And it's like, this isn't everybody that happens here, but men have created this hierarchy that men are better than women, stronger than women, in control of women. And he's just shaking his head, and his head drops. So it's not like it's equal. Men, women are equal. And this ego that's happening within your husband is it's almost like you found your power and you've spoken up, and you are speaking up because you're a strong person. You speak up. And it's like he's trying to tilt the scales back in his favor. So he's being not as nice as you want. He's going against his intuition and internal feeling. His emotions inside is looking at that equality, to be in that balance. But he feels like he's losing power. And culturally, he feels like, I need to maintain this power. And he's doing things that aren't as nice to you. And as he does those things, it triggers you, and you end up lashing back and saying things that you don't really mean to say, or you do mean to say them, but it's not coming from a place of love. It's your own ego that's interfering and stuff like that. So your egos end up living in this relationship that it just ends up butting heads. So it's a relationship of egos. One of you needs to change that and shift it back into a state of love and going back into your heart. That instead of waking up in the morning and slapping each other in the face saying, good morning, doing that every morning, but you say, good morning, I love you, and you give a big kiss on the lips. How would that energy change? And it feels that there's a need, let's face it, women are usually are the bigger of the two. Like, I'm using the analogy wrong, but you know to let it go. You can be the bigger person. Women are typically the bigger person out of the relationships, that you're able to let things go, that you're able to actually say, oh, okay, you're hurting, you're in pain, you're afraid. I see that. And as they act up, as that unruly child acts up, you're able to see that from a place of love and say, oh, okay, you're just acting up, and you're just hungry. You haven't had your nap. You're just having a little bit of a tantrum. And there's that need, I feel, that you can step up and be the person that's going to change the energy of the relationship and really shift it into a complete 180 and go in the other direction. Even if you got to start with at least 90 degrees and just shift that trajectory so it goes in a slight different direction, you can eventually bring it back into more of a loving relationship. And typically means that you I'm not going to say need to, but you can be the bigger person of the two, because let's face it, women are more in tune with that. Typically it's associated with smarter, but this isn't about being smarter. It's about being more in tune with your emotions and more on a loving side. That, that's why we say women can rule the world, because many women can operate from a state of love. I'm not saying all the women, but this is something that you can do. You can shift the energy. You can change the trajectory and make it more loving. Yeah, that's what I got for you, Samruddhi. Very nice. Very nice. I'll ask, I got some people here. Please like, subscribe, share it out. You want to do something nice, share it out. If you want to consider giving a donation, great. If not, that's okay. At least go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Knight99, and leave a review. Give a like. Do something nice. Pay it forward. This is all about paying it forward. It's all pay it forward, everybody. If you don't do something nice for me, do something nice for somebody else. That's what it's all about. Pay it forward. Be kind. Be kind. We are all one being on equal level, having a human experience. That's what we're doing. All right. BG. Good morning. BG would like a message. Okay, BG. Oof. Okay, Eric is coming through. He says, channeling Erik time. No, I'm saying that. Okay, he's... okay, Eric, what is that? What does BG need to hear right now? Can you make it clear, please? It's like I see it, but it's through like a mist of fog. Okay, can you clear that away, Eric? What does BG need to hear for her highest and greatest good? Well, I feel like I want to cry. Like, I feel that bubbling emotions come up from my chest into my throat, and I want to cry. Okay, what is it? Oh, BG, I can really feel your sadness coming through. I don't need to know why the sadness, but what does she need to hear with this? Why are you showing me this? Okay, I get it. Why? There's a mourning, like it's you're mourning something within yourself. Like, it's almost like your inner child, you're mourning it. It's like your inner child is crying and just been buried so deep in the basement, stuck in the corner, and it's dark and it's dingy and it's wet and there's dripping, and she's huddled in a corner and just knees pulled up to her chest, and she's just so sad. And it feels like your inner child has been abandoned. Like you haven't taken care of her. Like, when was the last time you looked at yourself and you loved yourself and you just kind of said, I'm good enough. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm here now. There's a huge need for you to go to yourself and tap into your body and tap into your mind and your inner child and just kind of say, and just get quiet and feel yourself connecting with that little child that's within you and just say, I'm here now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to abandon you. I'm never going to abandon you again. I'm sorry. This little girl is in your basement, in your heart, this inner child. She's just sobbing and so sad, and she needs attention and she needs some love. And if you need some help with that, BG, reach out to me. There's just so much sadness, and she's so sad. Like, your inner child needs a bit of love. So connect with yourself. I mean, this bubbly BG that I'm reading this, good morning, I'd love a message. It is you. This is your sweet self, but you're also forgetting about yourself. You're so much love for others. So love yourself. This goes back to that message, like, love yourself. Yeah. Love yourself. Yeah. Go love yourself, BG. So deserving. So deserving. All right. White rabbit. Whew. Big messages today. All right. White Rabbit says, do people around me believe the lies that J and H spread about me? I'm afraid to meet new people because I'm afraid they already shame and dislike me for it. I can't stop worrying. Who's coming through? I feel your guardian angel stepping forward on this one. Yeah, so J and H, take this as you will, but they're not your friends. It's like you seek their approval, but why do you seek the approval of someone that just is out to, it's not specifically against you, it's against the world. They're just very low vibrational people. They're not doing the planet any good. So why is it necessary to pay attention to them? Because they're just dicks. They're, pardon my language, but they're just. Now, with that, you have a choice now that you can look at them, because they don't know what they're doing. They're so stuck in their ego 3-dimensional world that their way with dealing with things is to continue to hurt others. They are not helping the planet at all. But it doesn't mean that you can't help them, because think about yourself when you were a teenager. Think about all teenagers. When our testosterone and our E, what was it? It's the estrogen pops in. So when the estrogen and testosterone comes in, and we're just going into that cups, and we're just such a rush of emotions that as a teenager girl, we become like really snippy. I mean, there's just so much estrogen in your system that as a teenager, like you end up, everyone's stupid. Oh, they're stupid. That's stupid. And we know everything as a teenager. We do the stupidest things and we get wild because we know everything. And it's that feeling that they have is that you just got to look at them. It's like, oh, fucking teenagers. Fuck. Be so glad when they grow out of this. Fucking teenagers. The hell. So this is the way you have a choice now. When you look at them, it's like they're just, can't wait for them to grow up. Because they're doing like the stupidest shit right now. Like just the stupidest shit. Pardon my language, but they're just doing the stupidest shit. And so you can look at them like this, but it doesn't mean that you need to pay attention to them doing this. So you can look at them with love and compassion and see it from a different light and just kind of look at them in this way. But it's not for you to do you want to spend time with this know-it-all? It's like the neighbor's teenager. You don't got to spend time with them. You don't got to cuddle them and nurture them, but you can see with them in a side of yourself, in a side of light that says they're just kids. They're just doing the stupidest things right now. It's all going to peter out and work out, but you don't got to pay attention to it. And it's your choice of whether you want to pay attention to it or not. And what's happening with them is that they're just being, they're trying to be the queen of the school. And they have to be the mean girl, the mean guy, the mean girl, the jock. They gotta be mean this way. And this is who they are. And again, look at it like a movie. It's the whole mean girl thing, the mean jock thing. Look at it from a different light, that they're just being mean. And it's not about that we want them to punish. It's they're going to learn their lesson eventually, but let's not even pay attention to that. It's like, don't even pay attention. And that's the energy and feeling. That's your choice of where you can go. I'm not saying it's easy to do that, but this is what it is. They're doing what they're doing. Yeah. I didn't get to your question yet, Michelle, but you're coming up very soon. Good. Love and light. Oh, Robinette, very sweet. Sending BG. Love and light. Thank you, honey. Hi, Karen. Got you. Added you. All right. Let me come up here. And Mishi, I'm compelled to read you now. Where's your message? There you are. Okay, I'm coming to Michelle now. Michelle Y 10245. Okay, Michelle. Michelle says, I'd love a message from my team. Thank you. Michelle's team, come on in, please. Can you make it clear? Wow. So much fog I'm finding on a lot of people I've been reading for just these last couple of days. A huge amount of energy. And it's just this fog. And I feel that fog on you as well, Michelle. Okay. I can see the fog. Can you give me past it? Clear that up. So your feeling is that you're a little bit lost right now, that you're aimlessly wandering in the fog a little bit. You know where you want to go. You have an idea of where it is. It's like you have the map written on your hand, and the map is saying, this is where I need to go. But with all the fog around you, you kind of have a general idea where to go, but you're kind of getting a little bit lost, that it's like the cartoon map where somebody enters in one way and then they kind of squiggle all around and they go all these different directions before they actually find the exit. And it's like that, just that scatterbrain kind of feeling that's happening. So this is where you are right now, that you're in this fog and you're just kind of aimlessly wandering in different directions, although you have a clear purpose and direction of where you plan to go and where you need to go. And it feels like, yeah, well, I'm going here. But you're also, hear something? Oh, okay, well, that's where I got to go. Oh, no, wait a minute, that's where I got to go. And it's like this mishmash wandering that's happening around you. And really what they're trying to say is just keep holding that. Keep on your path. Keep going through. Excuse me. You are going to find where you need to go. And it feels like you are past most of the squiggly pathway, the most of the random wandering. You're past most of it. There's a little bit more wandering, but it's like you're going to get your direction, a little wandering, get your direction, a little wandering, but you're inching your way closer to the exit of this wandering forest. And it really is just a keep going message. You're doing all the work. You're going the right direction. Everything's it's just kind of working out. So just keep going. What does she need to know from all this? Specifically, anything is going to make her feel better? Because I think she knows all this. Yeah. The path is the path. This isn't about, it's not about your destination. It's not about where you're going. Your whole experience is about the journey on the path that you are. And just don't be so hard on yourself about not getting to the end. It's not about getting to the end. It's more about the journey for you. And that's what's coming most prevalent for you. I hope that resonates, Michelle. Yep, Michelle says, I don't really like it. I don't feel like I understand my purpose at all. Yeah, of course you don't. That's the fog. So it's not about understanding your purpose. It's about the path. That's where you are. Yeah. Okay, cool. You're welcome, White Rabbit. I feel a bit less anxious, but it sucks that everyone around them will eventually. Yeah, but they might feel that way, but again, they're on their own path there too, White Rabbit. So don't beat yourself up. Michelle says, very wild. We visited a cult community yesterday. Wow, crazy. Hey, Monica. Added to the list. Shows I learned I'm gullible. Yeah, aren't we all? Our hearts are so open and nice to people that we end up being a little bit gullible. That's definitely what happens, which isn't cool, but it happens. All right, lovies. I'm coming to the lovely Jolanda. Thanks for signing up to Patreon, Jolanda. Okay, so Jolanda says, hi, Con. Can I have a message from my guides, please? Thank you and happy Easter to you and everybody. Good vibes. Oh, okay. Because you said Easter, I felt Master Jesus popped right in. All right, what do you have to say? So Easter is, it's Easter, April. It's a time of new beginnings. It's a time to set intentions. So he's saying that about you, Jolanda. Like, what is your intention that you've been living in a state of distress for a very long time, and you want to get better, But because you've been in that state of distress for such a long time, it's the only thing you know. It's that feeling of comfort. It is that security blanket that sits with you. But you have a strong desire because you want to get out of that as well. Okay. So what does that mean? You're coming up to a crossroads of choice as well. So you can say, I am going to heal myself, observe my emotions, release these things. Or I'm going to stay in that state that I've been in because it's always been so comfortable for me. So you are in that crossroads of feelings of where you want to go. And much like many of the people who are waking up now, you're inching your way closer to healing. But this really, again, is about just allow that inching to happen. Allow yourself to fall back into that blanket. Just don't beat yourself up. You get that little bit of healing. You feel good. It's a release. Something feels good. And then if you go back to feeling the anxiety, the pressure, the worry, the fear, it's okay. It's okay because this is just a process that you're going to go back and forth. But as long as you are continually going back to observing, releasing, loving, you'll eventually inch your way over to the way that you need to go as well. Very similar to what I just read for Michelle. So this is just very similar for you as well. And there's no mistake that you guys are coming in here in the order that you're coming. This is all part of the divine. It's all part of that message. You need to hear the message from Michelle. Michelle needs to hear the message from you, that neither of you are alone, that this is the process. This is the human process that we all go through. You know, if we wanted to actually come here, Earth isn't necessarily constructed and made by God. God is eternally lovely, and He doesn't want us to suffer. God doesn't want us to go through this. Earth is something that's made by man. That ego has created this. Ego says, "Yeah, I want to create it. I can do it." And we come here, and it's just a big, messy, dirty bowl of mush, and we're wading through this messy bowl that we call the Earth. And we say, "God, why did you do this to me?" But it's not God that did this to us. We did this. We did this to ourselves. We created this mess for ourselves. So just know you are not alone. We all go through this. Even the person that really looks like they got their life together is going through stuff. I'm going through stuff, but it's again how you deal with it. So just be kind to yourself. You're through the process, going through the process, and just be kind to yourself. You're doing the work. You are doing the work, and just keep going on. Yeah. We're in the lesson, folks. We're good. And I'm coming to the lovely D. Hadisha. Okay. And Disha says, I struggle a lot in PhD with my professors and peers. My professors and peers are knowledgeable with good writing, and I am not. I also don't want a hectic life of a lecturer. I want to live without pressure. So what has got screamed out to me is free will. Are you honoring free will within yourself? And Dishi, you know you are going through this just to honor your parents. So you're honoring your parents by completing your PhD and going through this process. But you yourself, you're done with it. And when you're done with it, you're not going to put the energy towards it. And as you're in that state, all you can think of is that these people don't want to be with me. They're so much better than me. They talk down to me. I don't belong. And you see all these people are against you. They are not against you. You are against yourself, because it's your own internal guidance, your own internal mechanism that's saying, I don't want to do this. So we end up creating all these scenarios and feelings and interpretations to support that message that they're all against you. So that when you fail, you go back and you end up saying, it was them. It was them. It was them. It was them. They didn't teach me. They didn't like me. They were hard on me. And I don't want this. And it comes back to you. And you end up blaming everyone else but yourself. This isn't them. This is you. This is your own internal guidance saying, it's not the path for you. Your path is not that direction. So you have a choice now. Continue with your PhD. Make your parents happy. Make yourself not so happy, but at least you get a sense of accomplishment that you had it done. And it's just the closing of a chapter. And now you can go towards a path that follows your heart more. And you're in a stage of discovery because you're putting all of your energy and attention towards the PhD. But you've also said that that's not what I want. I want to live without pressure. You've just set an intention. I want to live without pressure. Maybe change that. I want to live freely. There's an intention that's worthy of manifestation. I want to experience love. You've set that intention. I want to experience my soulmate to come in my life. You've set that intention already. Okay, it's coming. But do not offset that or disrupt the trajectory or the path of that message by saying, I want acknowledgement from my peers. I want to do better in this. Or that's not a good example. Give me a better example because I'm getting in the way. I'm just feeling the words of negativity that then says, I'm fearful of my teachers are talking down to me. They're not teaching me right. Well, if you say they're not teaching me right, they're not going to teach you right because you've set that intention. Remember, we're all manifestors and you are a very powerful manifestor. So notice the words, and as you've written it down, and that is a great way to manifest, you've just written down, I want to live without pressure. Done. Now read those words again and change it. I want to live freely to something that's with positivity or a higher vibrational word, and adjust those sentences of what you write and say to the highest vibrational sense. And you'll be able to help yourself. And this is the path you're on of discovery. It's a good message for everybody. Yep. I'm just going to write that down because I really like that. People against us. It is not us. I love that. Thank you for bringing that question forward, D. That was beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Hello, Chaitu. And Chaitu 1, 18, 22. Okay, Chaitu says, hi, Con. Lately in the middle of the night, when I close my eyes, I feel someone is in the room. But in reality, I don't see anyone. I was a little freaked out, but talked myself to be brave. I would like to know what's going on. So all of your guides, Chaitu, your fiance that's passed, like they're around you. And it's like, and they're saying your name. I forgot what your name is, but they're Chaitu. Hello, we're talking to you. Hello. And You got to realize that when we're in our dreams late at night, we're in that state. Our brains go into the theta state of vibrations. We're not overly in the overanalyzing. Your brain is now calmed down. It's become quieter. And now when the brain has come quieter, you open yourself up to the channeling. You bring in the beings. You open yourself up. You get the messages. So they're connecting with you and they're touching you and they're working with your clairsentience. And this is your clairsentience. You are sensing them because you're not so much in your head. You've quieted yourself down. And when you quiet yourself down, you can begin to feel your senses. And it feels like one of your prime senses, your key clairs is clairsentience, much like myself, which is feeling. So when this happens to you, instead of talking yourself out of it or bringing yourself brave, put yourself into a state of love. It's not that I'm brave, I'm strong, I got this, I'm okay, everything is fine. It is, let me tune into that. Let me face that. Let me face my fears and say, okay, touch. Let me zone into that touch. Let me feel it. Let me really feel it. And quiet yourself down and feel that touch. I see you. I'm here with you. And how does it make, notice the feeling that comes with it. You're going to get an emotion, a reaction that kind of comes from that touch. And when you have that touch come to you and you touch it and you feel it, is it a good touch? Is it a bad touch? That feeling of warmth, of energy, is that a good warm feeling? Is that a negative warm feeling? How does that make you feel? If it's good, go with it. But if it's negative and you feel that this isn't in vibrational alignment with me, that's when you say, okay, I'm calling in my angels, my guides. I am a being of love. I only allow love inside my space. I only allow love outside of my space. Archangel Michael, Chaitu, guides, come in. Be my spiritual bouncer. Only allow those that have the highest and best intentions for the greatest good of all allowed in my space. And I protect myself in a bubble of love. And feel that love in your heart and feel that love come into your heart and feel it growing and growing and growing. You have that bubble. And you say, whether or not you feel that bubble or not, you say, I only allow love inside my space. I only allow love out of my space. And set your intentions. And as you align yourself into this, if it's a good vibration that you've said, this feels good, I'm going to allow it and continue to allow it to my space, and align yourself with that vibrational frequency, you will then see, oh, this is Chaitu, this is my guides, this is someone trying to work with me, this is trying to help me, this is someone actually trying to activate and change my system in here. So there's that need to align yourself to that energy and feeling. Yep. That's it. That's it. Really excited for you, D. Chaitu. You're doing it. You are doing it. All right, lovely KB. KB, KMB. Okay, 1150. Sorry, let me write this again. 12307. Wow. Pardon me, I just fill my water up here. Oh, let me just pop that up. And 123.25. KB says, may I have a message from the Ascended Master Nyatnanda Baba? I feel this whole week has been a blessing from him. Thank you. All right, cool. I've never channeled this being before. Nityananda, Master Nityananda Baba. Could you come in, please? Whew. I'm just aligning myself to his energy. I haven't experienced him before. And I feel just his energy is all around me. And it kind of is that feeling of he's very, very much larger, a few rolls on him, but very jolly and light, and there's a lot of love there. And I feel like he's just surrounded all around me. And I don't know if any of that's true or not, but that's the feeling he's giving me. Although I think on Earth he presents himself as skinny, but this is the feeling he's giving me. It's just jolly and lots of rolls, which is beautiful. Okay. Okay, what message do you have for KB on this? Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that next. What's the feeling? What does she need to hear right now? Someone be a translator, please. Michael, will you translate this? Oh, okay, Erik, translate. They're telling me to let go because I'm holding on to something. Okay, Yanda, come closer, please. Come on, Bubba. It's really like not, I'm having a hard time connecting to this. They just keep on telling me to let go, let go. Okay, what does KB need to hear? Yes, alignment. There's a common energy, vibrational shift that's happening on the planet right now. And there's a specific alignment that's happening for you. That you're shifting not only into your spiritual opening, but you're going into a direction of healing or helping. And it feels like you're being guided and shifted into a specific path. And this path almost feels like you're to help children, maybe. And I can see you're sitting down. There's a whole bunch of kids sitting cross-legged all around you. And you're reading them a story. But in your words of the story is like you're opening up their pathways and helping them out. Yeah, so you're opening up a pathway for them. And what's happening right now, especially this past week, that's happened to a lot of people, is a lot of energy shifts. And you're being diverted to go down a path that's very specific for you, that's meant for you. And it feels like it's going to deal with kids, reading them, but opening up their spiritual abilities. The way that you read and connect and just how your energy is like you're going to spiritually open them up in a way. It's like a weird, well, I'm not going to, it is what it is. It's a divine path. Yeah. That's why I feel where you're going. Yeah. I don't know. I hope that resonates. Yeah. Okay. So I've been guided to do a giveaway. So anyone who's on right now, and anyone who's just popped in, hold on a second. Let me just get this going. Put in hashtag reading into the comments to get a free reading. And I'm just going to put this up here. So there we go. All right. So put in hashtag reading to get a free one-on-one session with me for a 1-hour session. You want it? Put it in. Yeah. So do that. And okay, and keep on putting hashtag reading in. And I'm going to go to Melody. And then I'll announce, then we'll do the draw. So Melody, 51. So Melody says, I had a big release, which leads into some unexpected light worker with my ex's inner child. I did very well with my boundaries and intuition-led process. I stayed in love. Did I shift lines for my children and me for the highest outcome? I experienced such joy. All right. Yeah, I felt like just that weeping that came through, that popped up. And it was just a big release. Tell me more about that. What about that release? Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Did you shift the lines for everything? Whew. You know, the feeling is it's as if you've crossed the finish line, Melody. You've crossed the finish line of this one race, and you've done the work. You've transmuted, you've shifted the energy so greatly that it's as if you didn't come in first, like you came in second. But after coming in second, they said you did this so well, we're giving you first prize, or the first winner that crossed the finish line is handing their prize down to you because they didn't do it as efficiently as you did. Oh, that's a really weird analogy. Anything more on that? There's nothing to say. You finished the race. You did it. You shifted things. You transmuted. You created a whole new path and trajectory for yourself. You've released this past life. It's like a cord. So you release this cord from this lifetime that you've carried over from a past lifetime, and this was a big one that you just cut. You just cut a massive cord. Holy crap! Yeah, you just cut a massive cord, Melody, and you finish this race. So enjoy the party, enjoy the little celebration, and the next cord is and the next race is going to begin when it's ready to begin, and you'll be ready for it because you've not only are you doing this, you're doing the work, you're doing this from experience that you've done this once, you can do it again and again and again, and you just won the marathon, like a big marathon. You just won it in a very big way. That was super cool. Super, super cool. Ooh, happy birthday, Jurgita. Great. MH, I added you. Good. Okay, everybody, get your readings in. Put hashtag reading as I share this again. And let me come here. Let me add that up. Hashtag reading. So put in hashtag reading if you want a reading. And I'm going to, so this is for a free 1 hour reading. And I'm just going to scan through the comments here. Good. Lots of people are in. Beautiful. Gachitova, you're on the list. Happy birthday, Jurgita. Samruddhi, can you put it in again, but make sure there's no space between the hash and the word reading, just as you see it on screen. So just do that just in case, please. It didn't come through. So I can see there's 11 entries, but I think we have more than 11 here. Same with you, Margie. Oh yeah, you did. Margie also add a hashtag. So add hashtag reading, as you see on the screen. Doesn't matter whether it's uppercase or lowercase. Samruddhi, good. MH, good. Yes, Monica from Canada. Love it. Monica, just in case, I think it could be in a sentence, but just in case, put reading a standalone on the comment without anything else, I think, just in case. Beautiful. Veronica, I don't think I read you yet. Yeah, Veronica, actually, I think, did I miss you? No, I got a few more that I'm going to be reading you, Veronica. Yeah, Melody, big celebration. You got that right. Yes, good, Margie. Thank you. KB, beautiful. D says, I will not post today because I got one before, but would recommend it totally. This session was very good. Oh, thank you, D. D, would you go to my Facebook page and leave a review? That'd be great. Facebook.com/connight99. That would be wonderful. Okay, so let me come here and do the tool now. Let's see, got 13 entries. We're doing the draw. Let's see. Jolanda. Wow, beautiful. Jolanda, super happy for you. Jolanda, I will send you a link to, I'll send you a link for a free reading, Jolanda. If I forget, reach out to me over Messenger. I know you know how. And we'll book a session. So congratulations, honey. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Dean. Yeah, I definitely see you, Jen. I see you, Jen. Awesome. Yeah. Bravo, Melody. Very happy, very happy. Awesome. Okay, let's get back to some more readings. I still got a whack more to go here. So let's keep going. And I'm coming to Ann Sylvester. Ann 13659. Ann says, can I get a message for my team, please? Okay. Ann's team, would you come in, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, what does Ann need to hear right now? I'm feeling a need. I just had a really big shift in my body right now. Okay. What is it? I'm just being distracted for a bit with my thoughts, and I just want to see what's coming in. Okay, can you make it more clear? Can you take away the other stuff? It's not necessary. Okay, Ann. Right. Yeah. I feel the need to ask you a question first, Ann. And they want me to ask, what is it that you desire? In your heart of hearts, what is it that you truly desire? Have you set your intentions? Have you set forth what your manifestation's in? Because it feels, and you're in this hamster wheel, going round and round and round. And as you pass by things in your vision, you're like, oh, I want that. Back to the wheel. Oh, And back to the wheel. And it's like you're stuck in it, but you haven't set your intentions. So have you asked yourself, truly, what is it that you desire in your heart? Have you tuned into your heart? Have you asked yourself what you truly desire? Have you written it down? Have you tweaked it and adjusted it so that it is perfect of a high vibrational words? So it feels like there's a need for you to do this, Anne, is to tune into your heart, meditate and feel what it is that you truly desire, and ask yourself that question. When you go into that quietness, you ask yourself, what do I truly desire? What do I truly want my life to be? And when you ask that question, you'll begin to get answers in your heart, but you need to stay connected in your heart and feel. So feel yourself in your heart and feel and connect and to get the answers that you're looking for. And this is all you need to hear right now. That's all they want me to share with you. You got to do the work. Okay, Monica. All right, coming to Jurgita. One 4850. All these will be added into the description, so you can come back later, find your name, and jump right to the chapter and get your description. Okay, Jurgita. Higher self. Okay, what does Jurgita need to hear right now? I feel like you're washing something. You're on the floor and you're scrubbing a pan. You're on the floor on your knees and you have something in your hand and you're scrubbing it and you're using that leverage just to scrub. And what you're trying to do is scrub your life into the way that you want it to do, instead of allowing it to happen. So instead of allowing that pan or that dish to soak overnight, you're deciding to scrub all the burnt food off it in order to force it. But you're using all of this energy and trying to force something that really just requires time. And they're showing me this in regards to your own, not just your life, but your household. So in your household, there's a certain energy and dynamic. And you're scrubbing the pan and you're trying to force it in a way that you want it to do, instead of allowing certain things to happen by putting yourself into a higher vibration, putting yourself into love, putting yourself into understanding, and allowing that dynamic shift to happen naturally within the home. So that's what they're saying in here. Observe what's happening around you and notice whether you are scrubbing this and trying to force something to happen, or are you just giving it love and you just put the dish in the water and you add some soap to it, bubble it up and walk away and just go to sleep, forget about it. So notice what's happening around you, specifically in your household, in the energy, the dynamic that's happening in your household. And notice what you're trying to force and what is trying to, what needs to be just soaked overnight. Weird analogy. I don't know what that means. I expect you do. I hope you do, but that's what I got. Okay, I'm coming to Edith and then Robinette. Edith. Okay, 1:43:39. Edith says, can I have a message for my guides, please? Okay, Edith's guides, come in, please. All right, that was a lot of energy. Thank you. What does Edith need to hear right now? Edith, I just got like a feeling of very neutral, skimming along and just a little bit off the surface. And again, I have that fog and you're just kind of floating on the surface, but not necessarily moving too much, but you're hovering over the surface. And this isn't like in the good way of that you're floating on top of the mist. It's like you're living above the mist, and it's like a feeling of avoidance. And you're avoiding your inner self. You're avoiding tuning into your heart self, the loving self, also known as maybe like your inner child, your true self, the true love of who you are, who we all are. And it feels like you're missing out on that. So, okay, what does Edith need to do? Edith, you need to be kinder to yourself. And the feeling is that you can begin with a little bit of mirror work. It's not the end all be all, but it's the beginning for you to begin to look in the mirror. And every time you wake up in the morning, every time you go to bed, you say, I love you. You're worthy. And there's a need for you to say that you're worthy to yourself. And the feeling is that you are, it's like there's no color in your skin. It's like you just, you're just neutral, very, very neutral. And in order to change the color of that, to wake that up, you need to give it love. And if you see that this neutrality is very much like a soup. You start with water, broth, and you just kind of have some base in there. So it's like there's water in there, but then you're giving it love, which is like adding the bouillon, the cube, the broth, you're adding it to get some initial flavor, which is what wakes the dish up. And as you wake that dish up, you're going to begin to get a little taste of it. And, the flavors are good. Well, I can add this, I can add that, I can add this. And your creativity begins to expand and wake up. And you get creative with this creation that we call soup, but it's also yourself. So there's a need for you to begin by adding the bouillon to your life. Start by loving yourself. Start by loving yourself. And you're going to make a really good soup. Okay, Jurgita. Yeah, sit on that. It might not resonate today. Might not resonate right now, but there's something. There's something it feels like needs to be taken care of. Okay, I am coming to Robinette. Robinette. 14819. Erik told me of a life as a witch in Europe. Can he expand on that life? How does it affect my life today? Maybe a specific location, date, and a name. Thank you so much for your service. Okay. Erik, would you come in, please? Thank you. Okay. So what is... Yeah, to me, it feels like France. It's like a very small village in the southwest of France. I don't know. I hear the word La Salle. I don't know if there's a region called La Salle, but La Salle in France. Okay. Okay, so tell me about the life. I see you mainly dealt with herbs. That initially, that people came to you, and you were the herbalist of the area, that you helped people with quite a few things: headaches, digestion, very natural body fixes with herbs. And it feels as if you were brought into the sisterhood, and there was a group of sisters that brought you into their coven, and they taught you to further expand your abilities as a herbalist, because this is something that's like ingrained in you. You had natural abilities as a witch. So as they taught you various aspects, it felt like there's like a little bit of darkness to it as well. So it's not necessarily bad. It was just a different vibration. But you picked up some things from there, and you started using that in helping the villagers in your area. And as you help the villagers and using a little bit of what you learned from your coven, people started to talk and question you, that the relationship that you had with the village, they got really scared. And from you being this herbalist and helping a lot of people, you then they became very fearful of you, that eventually that you were, it's like you had a trial. It was a trial, but not a trial. And as if you were burned at the stake. And people are chanting like, witch, witch, witch. And they have, I can see like with stones in their hand, and they're throwing a stone up and catching in their hand. And people are throwing stones at you. And it feels as if you spiritually removed yourself from the body, because I could see you actually walking away from the village. Because this almost feels like you are on this path of the witch, and when we say witch, this is not a bad thing at all. Like this isn't. It's the same thing as when we hear like medium or anything else. It's just a label to it, and ego has associated some labels with good and some as bad. Even the word good and bad, there's nothing that's good and bad. It's all just a vibration that's of different frequencies. And the label that was put on you, it was witch, and it's not bad at all. Okay, what does she want to say about this? How does it affect her life today? So how it affects your life today is really, it's really that feeling of putting things together. Whether you're making a recipe, you're cooking, whether you're working with, I can see like certain herbs, but more essential oils. And I can see you working with essential oils, working with candles, and the intention that you have behind it is very mystical. It's crafty. It's witch based, and it feels that ability of being able to mix and concoct and put together the essential oils and infusing it into certain oils with a sprig of certain leaves. You're creating like essential oils that are magical. And that ability seems to carry on, that you are able to really work with these natural substances, because we have to remember the witch energy uses a lot of natural energy for earthly energy. And it's only when you start using like things like blood magic that gets a little bit questionable, that the lines can get skewed. But again, that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but it feels more earth-based, and you're using elements of the earth to create the environment and the vials of, I can see oils and a certain sense in it, and different leaves in it, in different berries and whatnot. So I can see a mixture of things. So it really feels that you are the alchemist in this lifetime, and it's a continuation with using like herbs and whatnot, oils. Yeah, that was cool. Oh, hey, Violet. Okay, so I'm adding to the list of Violet. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Part of it is because I have to go to the bathroom. Okay. And I'm coming up to Veronica. Oh, it's like super windy outside today. Okay, so let me come up to Veronica. 155.23. Okay, so Veronica says, I'd love a message from my loved ones. Thank you. Okay, Veronica, loved ones. Oh, right away, I got a picture of your mom. Your mom came through. Very well put together woman. I feel my spine is, I'm sitting upright. Very poised, dignified woman. And as she looks at approval, it's like she's stern, but she's also very loving and joyful. She knows how to have a laugh and celebrate and have fun, but she's also very stern and strict. And the feeling is that she's looking down on you, not down on you, but on you. She's looking on you with this stern look, but with a lot of love and approval. And it's like, it's as if she is watching you on your path, and she's keeping you on that path, but very much in that loving way that's of approval. It's like, yes, okay, do it, yeah. It's like as if you're walking on the beam, the I-beam, the wooden beam, and you're walking along, and everyone in the crowd is like looking, and you're kind of, your breath is still and quiet, and you're just kind of holding on, and you're watching every step. And as every foot lifts up and you settle down, there's that little wobble, and it's like, yeah. And it's like you're almost willing them to stay on that beam. And this is the feeling that she has on you, that it's keeping you on this beam with extreme pride, although it's completely your free will to do it. But it's that motherly proud will that she has to keep you, that's keeping you in line without keeping you in line. Does that make sense? So it's like you have free will. You could jump off that beam anytime, but it's that mother's focus. Like she's just put all of her energy of love and determination and alignment on you so that you stay on your path. And so you just know that you have that guide with you to keep you very much in alignment. That was cool. A lot of love there. Robinette says, oh my, what a horrible death. Thanks so much, Erik. Love you. Loves you back. We're all love. Yeah, you're in very good hands, Robinette. And you too, Veronica. Okay, I'm coming to Amy here. Hello, Amy. 158. Okay, so Amy says, question. With all the earthly changes, I would love to know if my team thinks my family should continue living in Michigan long term, or if we'll be guided to move sometime in the future. Okay. Okay, what do you guys think about moving? The first thing they said to me is like, doesn't matter. It's not what it's about. I do feel that you are going to move from Michigan to more of a warmer climate, It feels more in the direction of towards Florida, because you really enjoyed that warmer weather, the feeling that you all had, and you've had enough of winter that the idea is percolating in the family. Specifically, I can feel your husband looking to move his practice to somewhere warmer, because it just feels that that's where his ideas are, and you can actually shift this by planting the seeds. Like, oh, it'd be great if we lived in a warmer place, and you just planted that seed. It would be great if imagine we lived in Florida all the time. How hard is it to move your practice or change your practice into another state? So it feels like there's a ton of free will here of where you can go and what you can do with this, and there's a lot to happen in here. But the idea is it's very much in that wheelhouse that if this is something that you want, you can make it happen. And if you're starting to get that feeling, because it feels like you're going to be moving somewhere warmer, and the kids are young enough that moving and reestablishing friends and having a good life and someone that's very safe and protected is very much there. But there's also the warning that a lot of people are flooding to Florida right now because of how safe it is. At least the idea is that's happening with the governor that's there right now. But it also feels that, that governor always isn't going to be there. So what's your intentions for moving? Is it to avoid persecution of the mentality of how the majority of people are when it comes down to certain events that's happened with us? Or is it so you feel just vibrationally in line with the warmer weather? So notice what your intentions are. Notice what your intentions are. Is it for your ego to move to feel safe, or is it for you feel in a vibrational alignment for it? Very much in your wheelhouse. That's cool, Amy. I hope that pans out for you. Or it's going to pan out regardless, but it's that. Okay, I'm coming to Angela, one of my patrons, and as a patron, I'm not going to send you to the bottom of the list. So Angela is here. And timestamp, just be remembering. So Angela says, second question, message from higher self. Okay. Angela, they're referring me back to the first message you got. They said it's the same message. It's an alignment of yourself. It's tuning into your heart, releasing the emotions, doing what you need to do. That's what the message is. It's like no. It's like you've gone up to the teacher to ask further questions because you're trying to avoid the work, and they're saying, no, you have everything that you need to do what you need to do. Go back to your desk and go finish the assignments. And that's what they've done. They're sending you right back to your desk, Angela. Back to your desk. You know what you're doing? Funny. All right, I'm coming to Dipti. Dipti, lovely Dipti. Okay, so Dipti says, I wrote that down wrong. Okay. Dipti says, hello, Con. I would like to ask Erik, what career would be right for my son and daughter? Okay, Erik. What career is right for the son and daughter? I see your daughter kind of coming up forward first. It seems more in the medical side of things. I can see her like in a green scrub. It feels like it could be a medical doctor, but it's not. It's more like a clinician. That she'd be more in vibrational alignment to do any type of clinical healing. And that could be like a dental hygienist. That could be, it's not even like a nurse, but like a nurse's assistant. It feels like more on the medical side of things, more on the mainstream medical and not on the holistic side, but more on the mainstream medical, which is soon to be gone in ancient medicine to kind of come back more into balance. But it's more like the modern day medicine that she would align to, but one of the obscure positions that she can do a lot of good there because she's high vibe and her heart is good. So I can see her doing good in that area. Okay, so how about the sun? The sun is seems more technical, more analytical, more engineering base, working with the hands, and working with the hands and engineering base. It's more so engineer, CAD CAM. There's like an element of creativity and design in here, but it's more using things like big computers. So it's like engineering, CAD CAM design, architecture. But then it's that engineering mind that they like to tinker. It feels like more like a mechanical engineer. Could even be like things like graphic design, but it's working with creativity, computers, angles. So it's more on the analytical mathematics side of things, but also the creativity of creativity. Because there's a lot of free will that happens with this as well. So it's not going to be specific to what it is, but yeah, that's what I feel. Anything else you want to comment on that? Like they're also saying, don't worry about their path because you are worrying. Don't worry about the path. The path is the path, and they're learning the lessons that they need to. And they're entering the world at a very specific stage. And there's a reason they're the age that they are, entering into the world that they are, entering in the time of life that we are. And there's nothing to worry. Your kids are really going to do a lot of good, regardless of what it is, because they're good-natured, they're good-hearted, they're good people. They are good people. So there really is no worry with your kids. Things are going to work out quite nicely with your kids. Oh, that was very sweet. Sorry, Jurgita. I don't know what that language is, but thank you for writing it. I see some smiley faces and thumbs up, so that's good. I don't know what that is, but let me tune in. I can feel the energy of it, but that's about it. Thank you. Okay, hi Mahi. And Mahi 20717. Mahi says, today I'd like to receive guidance from my angels. Sometimes I feel like stuck and left with no hope and becomes negative, but then I try to regain positivity. Could please ask, what should I do? I'm also getting the feeling you know what to do, Mahi. You are right, but it's not like you need to talk yourself out of it. Don't talk yourself out of it, out of the feeling. Observe your feeling. Yeah, observe your feeling. Don't be afraid of it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Look at the feeling that you're having within yourself. Observe it, get close to it, release it. So look at the emotional release video that's up there. I'll add it to the end of this broadcast, and I'll add the group emotional release. Actually, it's the playlist. So look at the playlist. And the playlist will give you some examples, but also a walkthrough on how to transmute the lower vibrational emotions into love. And there's that need for you to begin to observe the emotions within you. So don't avoid it. Don't stuff it down. Don't change it, but rather transmute it by observing it, loving it, and allowing it to change. But there is a need to talk to it and give it love. I'm just reading your question again. I feel like I'm stuck. No hope. So they're also saying for you to do this and to think back, because it's something that happens with me, because we all go into our pity parties and think there's no hope, or things are starting to spiral, things are getting worse. But every time that happens, that no matter what, it always gets better. It always gets better. So when you're feeling that, oh my God, woe is me, this is spiraling, I'm stuck, things aren't working for me, observe it, get yourself close to it, love it, look at the emotional release stuff, and then really look at really to satisfy your conscious mind, your ego brain. You're gonna let it know that, well, no matter what happens, it always gets better. It always has. Every single negative thing that's happened to you, it's always worked itself out, and something better has happened afterwards. Always. It always comes out. Even if you lost a limb, something good will come out of it. They're pointing to me developing MS and degenerative disc disease. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't have tuned into my heart, my emotions, gotten deep into my meditation, connected with my guides, doing channeling, helping other people, or sharing the messages through them, through me. So this is very much a part of this process. So you're ready for it. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, if I was the only Lithuanian in here. More of us. Beautiful. Again. So great to have a global family here. Yeah. Okay, I am coming to the very spiritually open Marie. I'm the first people I connected with on a very deep spiritual level. Thank you, Marie. And I thank you for that. Marie says, I have a test Monday for my certification for behavioral therapist. How will I do? Besides studying, is there anything else I can do? Okay. Who's coming in for that? I feel I kind of feel like Kalima, but it's more, there's a little bit of native energy that's coming in as well. Okay, so how's she going to do on the test? Well, you're going to pass. It might not be a perfect score, but it's going to be the score that you need to get their certification. And they're reminding me that, we have this title of behavioral therapist, but really what you're going to be is an intuitive behavioral therapist. That this is something that cannot be taught in schools, that cannot be tested on. This is all about your intuition and opening. That getting the certificate is really just getting the certificate, and you're going to get it. You are going to get it. That's not a question. You're going to get it. It's really that once you have that piece of paper, what are you going to do with it? That when you are connecting with it, and this is going to happen no matter what, that because you are spiritually open, that as you are giving guidance, just know to look at the textbook in terms of what they say to do, but also really tune into your intuition. There's a very big key there for you, is to utilize your intuition. That's not going to be an issue. Okay, so is there, besides studying, anything else that you can do? I'm seeing to do a session with your meditation on the singing bowls. So get a good meditation and singing bowl in. Don't make it all about studying. Give yourself some breaks. So I'm seeing to use the 25, 30 minutes of studying, 5-minute rest. 25, 30 minutes of studying, 5-minute rest. And then have a really good sound session with your singing bowls. And really get into it. And make sure you're doing a little bit of grounding as well, just to align your energy and to get into the space. And set your intention as well that you will pass. It's not about doing good on here, that you'll pass with like satisfactory grades. Even though you're an overachiever and you're really hard on yourself, don't do that to yourself. Just, you're doing it to get the certificate. That's all it is. Once you have that piece of paper, you're able to do what you need to do the way that you need to do, the way that you need to do things. So there. You got it. You got it. Okay, Vio, I've added you to the list. I don't know if I'm going to get too into it. Lovely Margie. Yeah, Elizabeth. Okay. And continue. Elizabeth, you 2, 15, 34. Elizabeth says, wondering if there are any messages for my spirit guides. All right, guys, want to come through? Okay, so what? Very light. Okay, what does Elizabeth need to hear right now? Come closer, please. You got a translator on this? Okay, spirit guides coming through. I'm getting the feeling, it's almost the feeling to slow down. Take a break. It's like you've been focusing on one task quite diligently, but with an over-intensive focus. And that focus is not necessarily doing you any good. Or it's more, not that it's not doing you good, it's not the right term. It's as if it's draining your energy a little bit too much, that is not allowing you to do the other things that you need to do. And I'm feeling it's towards your spiritual growth. That as you are thinking, I have to do this, you're forgetting about a whole bunch of other stuff over here. It's like you're in the garden and you're just working on like the roses, and you're forgetting about everything else, and everything else is like growing weeds and grass is coming through, and there's a need to prune your garden, to thin it out. Anything more specific on that? It feels like you're using cards. So you're using the angel deck cards, you're using pendulums, but you're not moving beyond past that. They want you to begin to expand your abilities. And yeah, look at other ways to opening up your gifts. I'm going to put up a link here. So on Thursdays, I do I'm on Rachel Swani's Facebook group where we do practice sessions. And let me get that for you now. Or you can just go find Rachel Swani, then find a group. It's Intuitive Soul Rising. So facebook.com/Intuitive Soul Rising. Where do I have that? Here it is. Okay. So go to facebook.com/Intuitive Soul Rising. And that's her business page, but join her private Facebook group. And on Thursdays, we do a practice session. So Elizabeth, join that and maybe do some more practice to get you beyond the cards and beyond the pendulums, because it's limited for you. That's the feeling I got for you. How that resonates. Marie says, white buffalo calf liver is what came in. I'm working with children on the spectrum. I love working with this population. I'm playing the singing role is constantly awesome. Okay, that's good. That's good. So make sure you're doing that. It's like do that before your test. So you can get a session in before your test a little bit, or just hold on to the vibrational feeling of that. Do it the night before, do it in the morning before your test, and then just align yourself to that. Yeah, that's what I got on there. Hello, Karen. All right. Karen says, okay. Anything you can tell me about my siblings and their treatment towards me? It's just is getting to emotions pretty bad. Okay. Okay, who else can we list? I feel your spirit guides and your guides. I feel lots are stepping forward for energy on this, Karen. Okay, what's going on with the siblings? The siblings, they just they're just at a different space. Okay, so the reactions that's happening from your siblings is more of an ego bodily reaction that's happening. When they're not nice to you, it's because they see your energy as a threat, even though your energy is extreme love. But it's almost like when a dog sees a person that hasn't seen in a long time, or just doesn't question the energy of you. They're very cautious and they bark at you from afar, and they sniff you, but they still don't really trust you. So this is what's going on with your siblings, is that they see your vibrational energy, and actually you've been shifting and changing as well. You're not the old self anymore, and they are in vibrational alignment of the old self of who you are. But now as this new version of Karen is coming out, this new freer, more loving version comes out, your energy is shifting again, and they don't understand it. So the only way that they can retaliate to it or deal with it is to try to push it away, and that's what they're doing. Now the idea is that it's not a matter of you worrying about your siblings. It's a matter of you letting go of whatever vibrations that they're in. They're on their own path, they're on their own course. And you are changing your own vibrational alignment. So as you change your vibrational alignment, you are they'll either attract you or move away. And it's not that you don't love them or you don't care for them. The energy is the energy. And Karen, you should consider coming through on my Patreon. So come join me on the Patreon, and join in, because you need this. You need emotional releasing. This isn't about the physical issues. So emotions are going to show up in the body either as a physical manifestation or just as an emotion. Either or, it's all emotions in motion. And there's a need to observe it and release it. And you're very much there, Karen, that it's time for you to do the work and let it go. It's time for you to do the work, Karen. And the best way you're going to do that is just start getting the practice, start getting with the rest of us that are actively going to be emotionally releasing. And it's going to ramp up. So right now, it really is just once a month, but more and more is coming in. I'm doing it daily, but more and more is going to be coming up. So there's a need for you to join that if you feel compelled to, if that aligns with you. Yeah, definitely. You're getting close, Marie. You're getting close. You're welcome, Marie. Thank you for asking. Okay, I'm coming to MH. Monica. Hello, Monica. In Canada. Those that don't know, I'm in Canada too, in Ontario, in Toronto. Monica in Canada says, with diabetes too. Okay. What does Erik say about my current path of health? This is merely a conflict. Okay, so we have to know that this is the vibrational changes happening in the world. A lot of people are questioning the issues that are happening to them. And we're moving into a stage of healing. But in order to be in the stage of healing, you need to look at the love. You need to raise the vibrations up within yourself with love. And you need to observe the emotions and transmute them and change them. So the idea about the diabetes in you is very much part of that. There's also a diet component of it, that the foods that you're introducing in your body, that you need to find some alternatives to it. So I would recommend and say you go to oasishealth.ca and go connect with Rita, because she's cured a lot of people, reverse diabetes in a lot of people. But there's also this that will help you as well, Monica. So oasishealth.ca, go see Rita. But there's also a need, I feel, it's the emotions in your world. It's a combination of things. There's very much emotions in your system that need to be dealt with and removed. And I feel that this is all part of it. Lastly, you need more water and hydration. You definitely need a lot more water in your system, because the toxins are unable to wash out. So water, increase your water intake. Go talk to Rita and look at your diet. It feels you're more in alignment with more plant-based, with fish. So more, let's say, a European diet. So avoiding a lot of the heavy, it's not even so much about the sweets. It's more about the processed sugars. So moving away to more from the processed sugars, you can use more of the natural sugars. Is more in alignment for you. And then finally, the emotional release. There's your trifecta of healing, and that's just the path that I'm on as well, and that's what I'm sharing on the Patreon. And that's what I'm doing there, and that's where my vlog is. I just put out my first vlog of my first emotional release, just my experience, and I'm just going to keep posting on the Patreon as well. So hopefully that'll give people some inspiration and sharing. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you for asking the question. I got distracted. Okay, so sort of Monica saying, so why is my body energy so tired? Yeah, that's exactly it. So everything is just taxed. So the body when the body is in conflict, it kind of shuts down. And it also is trying to conserve all of its energy. Because remember, all the emotions, all the energy in the system, if we're not using water to flush the toxins out, the body needs to process that. The liver needs to process that. If we're not putting in good nutrition, there's no new nutrients coming in the system to help the physical body in that sense as well. And then if you're not actually observing the emotions that are in your body, not only from this lifetime that you have cultivated from the experiences that you had in this current lifetime, but also your past lifetime, and even the families that are around you, these are all emotions, energy that is in motion within your body that all needs to be dealt with. And any little bit of release, any little bit of support that you get, you start getting the energy in the system. I'm also getting a feeling for a little bit of breath work you can begin doing. Begin to expand the lungs out, begin to expand the body, and bring air into the body. Now be very careful with that. Do not overdo the breathing, but start introducing some breathing into your system. You can feel, even if take a look at Wim Hof. Wim Hof is kind of good with the breathing. That will help getting some breath into your system. Yeah, that'll help. That'll help with that. You're beginning to follow the path that you need to. You're in good hands. Sweet, Jen is here. Jen at 2:28:50. Okay, Jen says, "Hey, Con, how are you? I am phenomenal. I feel absolutely drained. We're moving to Florida. Good feeling, but drained. Maybe from the pack. Let me tell you, Erik's with me here as well. Are you, this really goes back onto a lot of what I just said for MH. Are you supporting the body? Are you supporting the body and the system as you're going through this? Are you actually taking a minute to actually take a break and eat? It's all about pack. Got to do the biz, got to do that, got to do this. All the stress is coming into you. It doesn't mean that you cannot stop. Take a minute and meditate. Take a little bit of time for yourself. This isn't all about getting to the destination. It's also the journey. So just notice as you're packing, take your time. Enjoy the packing, because you're not going to do this. You are going to be unpacking soon, but enjoy the packing. As you're packing, grab them. Enjoy the memories that are coming up from the items that you're packing away. Immerse yourself in the experience. All you're doing is just putting all your energy into these boxes and closing the boxes up. But instead, you can actually align yourself with the energy going into the boxes. So as you grab an object and put it in, connect with that object. Say, oh yeah, this is like mother. This is from my childhood. This was a gift from so-and-so. And align yourself. And it doesn't mean that you have to do slot and sit there and hold each object and look at it, but just grab it and connect with it, and then put it away lovingly. So align yourself with the energy as you're going through the process of packing, and make it more about the process. And this will help raise your energy up, because you'll be in vibrational alignment instead of using energy to pack in the box, which is coming from a place of fear. What I got? Okay. Yeah, spiritual bouncer. That is right. I always call that spiritual bouncer. Okay, I'm coming to Napa Queen. 420. Cool name. Dova. Sorry, Dova. Dova Queen. Okay. 2, 1, 29. Dova says, I quit my job a month ago. Yay! What kind of job aligns with my highest good? Well, first you need to cleanse your space, your body, your mind. You need to allow that other job to leave your system. And it's been a month already, so I know money is usually an issue. We need to get this going. Yes. But it doesn't mean that you can't necessarily transition into another job. So I feel like the ideal job for you isn't necessarily ready for you yet, but an interim job is there to help you with your transition. You're transitioning your energy and changing. And as you allow your body to transition from one work into the new potential of what your job is, and that's with you meditating, raising your vibrations, enjoying the weather. It's putting yourself into that alignment of enjoyment and really rejuvenate your energy. That's going to raise your vibrations and put you into alignment with the job that you need to. So can you give it a clue and what type of job would be, what category, what would be good for you? This could be for the interim job, but I feel like working in a gardening center, at least for the summertime, working with the plants, working with that type of earth energy to raise your vibrations up. It feels like you can really benefit from that. And this is actually transitioning you into garden, into earth, into more elemental energy, but also aligning yourself with people who come in, because most people who come into the garden are earthly beings as well. And that will help you align into that vibrational energy, elemental earth energy. Actually, all elements, I should say. So feel yourself doing that type of work or something green. It feels like more horticultural is in alignment for you right now. And it feels like you can actually do a lot of really good with this, that with your creativity, that you could actually even get into like landscape design. And because the whole creative side of what you are, you're very expressive in that, or you could be very expressive. It feels like you might be holding yourself back a bit, and you're putting yourself into jobs that really make you money instead of bring you happiness and joy, so that it no longer becomes about the money. It becomes about the joy that falls in it. And that's what I feel is right now it's something to do with horticulture, something green, something to make you very happy. Got a bad back. Yeah, Jen Smith, thanks. Yeah, got a bad back, not helping either. Yeah. You have a very specific event in there. It feels like a past life. That's in your back there, Jen. And it feels like I can see you actually in, what is it, the stockade, where you're in the village and your head and arms are through and they close you through. And it feels like that area in your back is very much for that past life. And a lot of this kind of carries over in this life. So you hold out a lot of tension into your lower back. And you're not alone there either. So I feel that. Okay, where am I guided? Okay, I'm going to check this. Okay. MH, I saw you asked again. I'm actually Violet. Okay. I'm going to do one for MH and one for Violet. One left here. And let me timestamp. Which one do you want me to read? Okay. Feels like that one's done already. So MH, coming to you. 2:35. Okay. Is Eric one of my guides now, and how is he communicating with me? Yeah, I mean, Eric's actually working with a lot of people. He's working with a lot of people. In his own spiritual growth, he's moving into. So we have the whole Channeling Erik series, and Elise has been working with him for some time, and brought him really raises vibration. That relationship is actually changing, and there's going to be a little bit of a separation, so that Elisa is going to be connecting with Erik herself, like she should be, like he wants me to help her as well, but she should be helping herself. But Erik is his vibrations are raising up so high now, he needs to move into his next area, and that is helping people at a different level. And a lot of it has to do with health, a lot of mental health, and the effects of the emotions on the body. So Erik is very much, and this is why he came to me. The way he came to me is to help people heal themselves, and not rely on others to heal themselves, to teach them how to heal themselves. And this very much is in alignment. He's working very closely with Master Jesus, which is all about healing. So he's very much, the two of them are working together. He's being mentored by Master Jesus. And as Erik is learning and changing, he's bringing a lot of people. So to wrap this up, yes, he's very much working with you. How are you working with her? He's coming through you at nighttime. He's doing a lot of activations with you, and you're going to find a lot of your intuition opening up, that you're going to get a lot of messages or a lot of feelings and senses. So it's going to be a lot of sensing and feeling. You're just going to say that gut feeling. It's like, oh, I kind of feel that this is what's happening. So look at the intuition development course at the end of this video. I'll put a playlist on there, and that will start putting you in the direction that you need to, if you haven't done so. But that will help. Saying that will help, at least kind of give you some ideas, a little bit of feeling, and begin to open you up and help him connect with you a little bit better. Because your vibrations are kind of low right now. They're working with you while you sleep a lot right now to help you raise your vibrations, because you're starting to make a bit of different. They want you to start making better choices with your food, more high vibrational, alive foods, more alive. Start working that direction. But also there's a need to, you're being activated more is going to come for you. So you're really just starting with your journey, Monica. It's really cool. Yeah, good things are happening for you. Okay, so last message of today is for Violet. Okay, flat documents, keys, valet, what happened, wish people think you. Okay, that's fun. Fairies. Okay, so they want me to read this one. And let me timestamp this. 39. Okay, the long session. How do I find my mother's flat documents, keys, valet, etc.? What happened? Was she burglared? Thank you. Okay, where are those documents? I feel burglared. No, not burglared. I feel like it feels like she put them into this plastic envelope and stuffed them away somewhere. Now, I don't really do all that well with connecting with objects. I'm still cultivating that. I connect more with the emotions. So I'm feeling the emotions of her putting that into like a plastic zippered case of some sort and saying, I'm putting this in a safe space. And then she tucks it away. And it feels like she then walked into like a closet. And in the closet, between all the shoes and the boxes and the clutter, it's like shoved in between. It kind of looks like a dark case with a zipper on it. And it's shoved into, it feels like it was shoved into a closet somewhere. Oh, but she's passed away. It also feels like she's passed away, or she's not all there. She's starting to enter into like dementia or something. It feels like she's not all there, or she's kind of crossed over. It's a little bit wavery for me. But ultimately, it feels like it's gone to a case, put into a safe space is the feeling I get, and stuck in a closet. Right in the center. As you walk into the closet, it seems like there's a side, straight ahead. There's a long dress that's hanging there, like a yellow dress. And then directly underneath is a bunch of boxes. There's some shoes, and it's dark, and it's kind of set right against the box. Is the feeling I get. Again, let me know about this. If anyone is reading the comments afterwards, please let me know if these messages resonate with you, if it connect with you, the outcome with it. Let me know what happened in the comments below afterwards. I'd really love some follow-up on here. And ultimately, that ends today's session. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. If you guys did receive a review, receive a message, the best compliment you can give me is either share this content out, like, share, or just go to my Facebook page at Con99 and give me a review there or a thumbs up. And please just share this out and just like this video and just share it. I really would help me with the algorithms on here. And then finally, it really is compelled to get the Patreon happening. It's out there. It's happening. I put out a new video today, which is shared on YouTube, which now all the future videos are really going to go on Patreon first before I actually put it to YouTube, if it comes to here, or if it's going to go to like Instagram or not. But you can take a look at my LinkedIn profile, which you'll find in the description, and join in. If there's any information or content or questions, if you have a question for me, leave it in the comments as well. I will either try to answer it in the comments, or I'll do a special video answering the user comments for that week. So, and that's it. And last but not least, if you really want to help, consider booking a one-on-one session, either for a reading or for emotional release. It really is about healing people. That's where my journey is, and I'm moving towards there. So much love, everybody. Have yourself a great weekend. It's a long weekend here in Canada, so I'll be heading out with my in-laws to my in-laws tomorrow, I think, and that's it. So much love, everybody. You're very much okay. Mom died. Yeah, that's where I feel. Anyways, I hope that helps. Much love, everybody. Have yourself a great weekend, a great week, and I'll be back on Wednesday. Oh, really cool. This Wednesday on Divine Soul Awakening, which is Wednesdays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Time rather. We have the Akashic Records. We have special guest Margie Reynolds coming to talk to us about that. So that's this Wednesday. And of course, Friday again is Channeling Erik. So go and join me again next Friday for Channeling Erik Archangel Guidance on Fridays, 12 noon Eastern. And we'll do this again. I don't know if I'm going to keep going as long as I have, but hey, I'm just guided and following what I have to do. So have a great week, and I will see you in a week. Much love, everybody. Bye.